everyone, and welcome to issue number 38 of the monthly Dive Into the Longbox. I'm Gabe here, joined by Jocelyn as usual. We are making our way through the year already, bro. It's already fucking May.
We're not making our way downtown.
Walking fast.
Chasing fast, and I'm
Dude,
homebound.
At the time of us recording this, we're about to reach the halfway point of the year. Kind of crazy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And this is the last podcast before the wedding.
That's true.
Which is insane, bro. Insane. At the time of this recording, there is 23 more days until my wedding. And it's going to be fucking fun. It's going to be a good time.
Do you think we'll be able to slip in an in-person podcast episode?
Oh, that's 100% the plan. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely happening.
Right?
Hey, dude, we can record it. Dude, and honestly, I got a nice comfy couch to record on at my new house with Wi-Fi.
Oh, right.
So, and I'm gonna be taking you around to some comic shops around the area. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, because wasn't the original idea to record it at a...
Yeah, I don't know if that could happen. Still have to talk, but
That's
it might be a little
complicated to set up.
It might be a little complicated because it have to be like after hours, and you know, they have usual 9 to 5s. I don't know if they want to stay after hours, and they're not going to keep us in a store unattended.
No, I don't blame them. It's a lot to ask for. It really is.
Yeah, but hey, as long as we can do it somewhere comfy, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Hey, I'll be more than happy to shout them out anyways.
Hell yeah. So, while we've been gone, as we just said, I'm having a wedding in 23 days. I had a bachelor party, right? I went to the party town of the U.S., where all the women are, where all the clubs are. A nice 50-degree cold New Hampshire. For people who don't know, that is the opposite of a party town.
Time out. Why?
I
New Hampshire?
I went to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire for my bachelor party because growing up as a kid, my favorite place in the world was going to Hampton Beach every summer, right? That is like the one thing I would look forward to every year as a kid, and it sucks because it's changing so much. And like the big thing about Hampton was that it was this big locally owned place. It was a giant strip of stores locally owned. And the guy who owns it now is kind of fucking it up. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I got it. This is the last summer that really the old shit from when I was a kid is staying up. Like the old arcade, the old CD shop, all that shit. It's like, it's staying up. So let's go to Hampton Beach with my boys. There's no place I would rather be in the world than at my favorite place in the world with the homies. You know what I mean? Plus, when you drive into Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, there's a little town called Seabrook, New Hampshire you drive into. Because we're about 5 to 10 minutes away from the border of Maine. So we're actually about halfway to you when we go there. Which is pretty wild.
So, like,
pretty wild.
I live 6 hours away from the Maine border.
And I'm about 4 hours, 3.5 hours away. So it's kind of that middle point, you know what I mean? From the lower part of Maine. If I go all the way to the top of Maine, it's probably 4 or 5 hours, you know what I mean? Depending. So you stop in Seabrook, New Hampshire, literally 5 minutes before Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, and there's a comic book shop. And this comic book shop is the comic book shop I have gone to every year, if I'm correct, my entire life. Maybe missed a year or two, but mostly every year, my whole life, maybe besides COVID, that I went to this comic shop. This is my other childhood comic shop. Like, I remember going to this comic book shop as a kid when they were selling Adult Swim action figures in like the mid 2000s. You know what I mean? When I was like 8 years old, I remember seeing wild shit at this store that would be worth tons of money now. I bought Venture Bros toys at this fucking comic shop growing up when they were new.
Venture Bros
when they were new.
Toys. Oh my.
They were Venture Bros Megos, and I bought them. Wild, right? So I had to stop there. The first place you stop on the bachelor party is the motherfucking comic book shop. And the other boys were happy because it's a half comic shop, half card shop. So there's wrestling cards, there's sports cards, there's non-sports cards. I bought Justine High School Musical trading cards while I was there. My brother was buying baseball cards. Sinai loaded up on some football cards. Got some cool like signature baseball cards too. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
And I got some comics. And because it's the bachelor party, you barely pay for stuff. People pay for you. That's how it works. So I got hooked up a little bit. All right. So when I went there the first time, I went there twice on the trip. I went there heading up and went there again coming back down. Because you drive by it both times. And also right next to that is an adult store that has some things happening in the back. We didn't go, but we found out about that through Google. By we, I mean Sinai.
Thanks, Sinai.
Pretty wild. So going there, they always have a bunch of random shit, and they do have like graphic novels on sale for like $5. So I walked over and remember last
Holy
time.
Shit, that's cheap.
Yeah, and I think it was last year on this podcast I talked about that I picked this up, Spider-Girl, because I bought it because it was the cool cover art. You know what I mean? The cool cartoon art. And I found out these are actually a collection of her books, and this was volume 1 that I bought at Wayne Shop.
Is this like a compilation?
It is. It's a compilation. It's like a literally it's the size of the fucking compact editions. But this is from
what it looks like.
This is from like 2000 and when is this from? This is from 2004. So this is a compact edition before a compact edition. This was the Spider-Girl like Legacy Digest they made. That collects. This one collects issues number 0 through 5, all in here. And then I went to the shop in New Hampshire and I saw just sitting there volume 2. So I picked up volume 2 for $5. When these were sold, they were $8. So holds value still. So I now own the first 11 issues.
Existed.
Yeah, and now I own the first 11 issues of Spider-Girl. I should probably get reading it. So I picked that up. Well, my uncle picked it up for me because he was like, give me what you're buying. I got you. So I was like, cool. So I also bought while I was there Terry Moore's Paradise 2. So Terry Moore's Paradise, there was a comic series called, I believe it was just called Paradise. And it was a book that, Strangers in Paradise by Terry Moore. It was a book that because I remember seeing the logo on this, and I'm like, that font looks really familiar. That's the nerdiness in me. And when I saw these covers that I'm showing you here, I'm like, this book, like, seems familiar, and I don't really know why. And then I found out this is, like, a very popular, like, award-winning book.
Yeah, so it's Strangers in Paradise.
So what I bought was Terry Moore's Paradise 2. And what it is a collection of Terry Moore art. It's like an art book of comic strips and things like that, which is pretty fucking cool. That is cool. Coding all over this. Even like sketches and things like that. It's got cool cover art in the back. Just all his work that he's done. Him doing character designs for Strangers in Paradise. So I'm all about cool, like weird shit like that. This one's called Drunk Ducks. So I picked that up. I thought, why not? It's $5. Why not get some cool, obscure shit, you know? And I love comic strips, so that's why I got it too. There's tons of comic strips in there. I actually made 2 CD&K comic strips that are on Instagram, which is pretty cool. And while I grabbed that, right next to that was an actual comic strip. Issue 4, collecting, fucking Zippy, bro! The GOAT Zippy.
Oh, I remember Zippy.
I've talked about, we've talked about Zippy on this show.
We've talked about Zippy before.
And I got Zippy for $5. He's in my collection finally. I got Zippy. I own Zippy.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, that's cool. And then just kind of in theme, I actually went back and got this the last day. Just kind of in theme with our last podcast episode. I was still riding the high of that. And I bought the Comics Journal right here. Comics Journal, issue number 55 from April, I believe this is 1980, with Green Lantern on the cover, so very fitting, because we're getting the Lantern show coming soon.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So, yeah, just a cool piece I got. I was like, all right, another comic magazine to add to the collection. And I got that coming back down. I got that for like $5 too, so. But that first day, before I left, I went to their 50-cent bin. And guess what was staring at me in the 50-cent bin, bro? I actually got a bunch of stuff like half off because they found out it was my bachelor party weekend, so they gave me like a discount on stuff. So shout out Chris's Comics.
Wait.
Yep.
They give you half off from a 50-cent bin.
No, for like what I bought that day. So I bought Justine's like $50 High School
Oh,
Musical cards.
okay.
And when he found out
Okay,
it was my
okay.
bachelor party, he's like, "Bro, I'll give it to you for $25. It's fucking High School Musical." I know for a fact that shit's been sitting there for like 8 years because Justine and I have seen it every year that we've dated. We've gone to that store, and that High School Musical box has been sitting there. It's finally been bought.
He was so happy to get rid of it. He was
Dude,
so happy.
when we first started going there, he had a wall of like. Honestly, I commend her because there's some cool cards. They had like Justin Bieber cards, High School Musical, Jonas Brothers, Hannah Montana. They had all these like weird cards. They had Wildstorm cards too. I sadly already own them, so I didn't grab it. But
The High School Musical cards, like, was it like a complete set?
yeah, dude. These were all fucking like the booster boxes with the display pieces that you put like in stores. It was sealed. How wild is that?
Is there any like on-card autos from like any of the
Not
boosters?
on-card autos, but she did pull a card that is actually pretty expensive that you're gonna find hilarious. She
Okay,
pulled
I'm looking forward to
the
this.
rookie card of Drake, the singer, Canada's own, which we
From
found
like
out. Yeah,
like a Degrassi set.
no, like Drake, the singer, like Drake's rookie card. He didn't have a Degrassi one. So Drake, the person, like his rookie card is in a Justin Bieber pack,
What?
and she owns it.
That's so fucking random.
Yeah, so like she collects weird shit like that, which is pretty funny. So she has that, but she also got like Hunger Games cards there too. She and Twilight cards. She bought out their entire stock over the years because she would go there and drop like $100. She would get $100 to put to the side just to buy like multiple box sets in Hampton Beach of cards. And then as we're driving to the beach, like the 5-10 minutes, she starts ripping packs open in the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a fiend.
She is, bro. Justine the Fiend. So, here, this is it right here. Someone's selling it. Or is this someone selling it? On good old eBay. Here it is right here. This is a graded Drake rookie card from the Justin Bieber pack. First printing, which she has. She has the first printing Drake rookie card. This is a 10 graded, a GM10 or whatever. Oh, it's a Panini. Oh, no, Panini was who made it. SGC 10, $330. $185 for this other one. So, for a PSA 10. So, yeah, nice little pull. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not bad.
For the shit she gets. But, dude, in the 50-cent
You know what? I'm surprised it's not worth more.
Honestly, you would think.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when he dies. That's how it works. Staring at me in the
Moving
face
on.
in this 50-cent bin, it was speaking to me like Green Goblin's mask. It was like, buy me, buy me. It was another image number 1, which I collect. If I see an image number 1 of anything, I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? Especially if it's 90s and like early 2000s. I kind of cut it off at like 2009 maybe, you know? But
yeah, I feel you.
it was none other than Matt Wagner's Mage number 1 when he moved over to Image.
Oh.
Just staring at me in the 50-cent bin. And I was like, is this for real? So I open it,
Like
first printing. And I'm like, what? Just staring at me. So I bought it. 50 cents, bro.
that looks like a clean copy.
Dude, it's brand fucking new.
How?
Besides here, there's like a little white. But like, who cares?
But how is that a 50-cent comic?
So if you see the inside of that store, they have an insane amount of comics that they just have literally been sitting there since I was a kid. They've just been sitting there, and they just put it all to the 50-cent bin, and whoever finds shit finds it, and they're just trying to get rid of stuff. If I could spend so usually I stop there going into Hampton, so I don't have a ton of time there. If I dedicated and drove 2 hours to go up there and say, this is how I'm spending my day, just going through their entire shit, I would probably walk out with $100 worth of stuff just from their 50-cent bin. Legitimately.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's wild. So I bought that without question. And I only had 2 more things.
That's a glowing review of them. That means they have great deals.
They do. They have phenomenal deals. And it's not like they don't know what they have. They know what they have, but they're just trying to get rid of stuff. And it's not like they're going out of business. They have too much stock. But they're also stacked full of graphic novels and everything like that too. So it's pretty. They have those giant, those giant like DC omnibuses of just like stories that are like the size of like 4 Bibles. They have just like walls of those. It's insane. So that's what I got in New Hampshire. The last 2 things I got here, one of them was actually from my uncle as a bachelor party gift. Like a little, congrats, you're getting married. And I thought it was going to be something crazy, like something you give a bachelor. I'm very happy. This was unexpected. He bought me Fantastic Four number 120, which you're probably saying, why this random issue of Fantastic Four? And it's because it is the first appearance of the Airwalker, whose name is Gabriel. So it's the first appearance of Gabriel, the Airwalker. And fun fact, it came out March when I was born. Not the same year, but same month I was born.
Holy, that's cool though. That's
really
cool.
So he got me this, and that was like his little gift to me. So very like thoughtful comic book gift from my Uncle Cormac. Shout out Uncle Cormac.
Uncle
over
Cormac's
in California.
A goat, man. He's a goat.
And the last thing, I'm happy to finally say I have a major femme fatale character finally in my collection, bro. Finally. I can add this beauty to my collection, as I have the first of the miniseries from 1997? What year was this one? I don't remember what year this mini was, but I have it of Lady Death. Look at that cover, bro. The blood splatter on her.
She is covered
in the fiery pits of hell with 2 like demon guys behind her. How fucking cool is this?
It's really
awesome.
Sick.
So yeah, number 1 of Reckoning from 1996. Actually, there we go. This is at my local shop. This is like 10 minutes away from my house. They just had it, and I was like, cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so I finally have a Lady Death in my collection. I'm just very proud of that. We've talked about her on this podcast many times, but we can finally maybe even do a review for Lady Death.
I was going to say, eventually, we'll probably do a Lady Death review.
Absolutely. If I could find like a cool one-shot with her, that'd be cool. Like a beginning and end little one-shot story. Same thing with Vampirella. I want to cover some of these iconic people on our show.
Hey,
I have some Vampirella.
If Lady Death and Vampirella did a crossover.
Yes, dude.
I'm sure that probably happened.
I also have the Panther book that you showed me a long time ago with like that painted cover. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Was that Mark Teixeira who did that?
Yes. This one right here. From March of 1997. The month I was born, this came out. Panther versus Vampirella. I own it finally. Because you know how I collect all the books from my birthday? Like the month I was birthed, I collect all books from that. And this not only was one you showed me that I was like, I just want it because it's a cool cover. When I noticed it fell in my category of my birthday books, I got it. So I own this now. So pretty great. I want to add more Vampirella, but I don't want Justine to start questioning me why I have so much Vampirella stuff. That's the trade-off. I can't get it a lot at once. I did get a Vampirella a lot, so I do have some Vampirella stuff. I have like a Vampirella art book where it's different artists, like J. Scott Campbell drawing Vampirella. It's pretty cool.
She doesn't question you when you sit in your man cave and watch Stripperella?
I don't even know if she knows I don't even think she knows what Stripperella is. Stripperella. Oh, which I do own on DVD now. I own the DVD series.
Sick.
Of Stripperella.
That's awesome.
I will show you. All right, so when we reviewed Stripperella on the show, we were talking about the DVD set, right? And how it was uncensored and all that stuff, all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy got it. Stripperella. It says season 1, but remember there was only 1 season. So what I dislike though is that the box art and the cover or in the back art is all the second art style that showed up halfway through the series, which we haven't gotten to yet. The series takes a drastic art turn, and she starts looking like this.
Yeah.
Which I'm not really fan. I kind of like the white eyes on her. I thought that looked kind of cool. But they come like this, and then you turn them around, and they look like this. For people that can't see, she's basically nude. Yeah. I love Stripperella, dude. Stripperella is like the most underrated superhero property of all time. If I had the chance to write a Stripperella book, bro, oh my god, that's the dream.
See that's complicated. Like, who owns the rights to Stripperella?
I'm guessing Stan's estate. I'm guessing.
Is it Stan's estate? Is it Paramount?
It has to be
because it was Spike. So
yeah, it might be a shared thing. I wonder, or maybe. I wonder if maybe Stan's estate owns the right to the character because they sold comics after, and I wonder if Spike just owns like the distribution for like cartoons or live action.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think comics Stan's estate owns because then they made books after the show, so they're super rare and expensive to get, so that's why I don't own them, and why I will not own them.
Listen, I would love some Stripperella comics. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Man. But yeah, so that I guess you can count that in the purchases because I haven't talked about that on the show yet. So I finally physically own this shit, dude. And it says on the back, evildoers prepare to become evil don'ters. The best line. And it's uncensored, so they do show nipple in that for people that are curious. But besides my spiel, you've been reading, you've been buying? What's been going on since we last spoke?
I haven't been buying, but I've been keeping up with my usual titles. So like Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Matt Fraction Batman, who I believe they're introducing a new butler soon.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Do we have any word on who she is yet?
So I haven't read the latest issue.
I haven't either.
I haven't read the latest issue yet, but I plan on it soon. But the word is that she's going to replace Alfred and become Bruce's new butler.
Listen, if they're gonna keep Alfred dead, I'm okay with them bringing in a new butler. I think Batman needs that person that keeps him in line. You know, like the butler that kind of is his reality check when he comes back from fighting crime on the streets. I think he needs that.
Yeah,
I wish it was Alfred, but if they're committed to keeping him dead, then I'll
it's just such
see
a
what
jarring. I don't know. It's just such a jarring change, I guess.
Yeah, it is. But another thing too is like they did let a lot of time pass, so I'm hoping that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That a lot of time has passed, so it doesn't feel like it's just like, oh, it's a jolt reaction, you know, to Alfred being dead. It's been a little bit.
But yeah, I haven't. I've just been keeping up with the stuff that I usually read. I haven't picked up anything new as of yet. There is one that I want to check out. It's been out for 6 months now, but I really want to read a Final Boss. It looks like an interesting indie comic.
So I read issue 1 of Final Boss, and I forgot to add it to my pull list to get the rest because it was really good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like reading a video game. It was cool.
It kind of looked like
which is fun. That's the whole point of the book. It's just supposed to be fun for like
it kind of looked like you were reading, I guess, like a Final Fight.
Yeah.
Beat 'em up type of game.
And it's cool because like when they fight, it had like the match graphics of like a fighting game saying fight and stuff. It's cool. They did some really unique things. But and the character design is just cool too. I was a big fan of issue 1. I think I'm gonna get the collected edition when it comes out. That's gonna be my goal. Just because I think I'm running out of space for things that I own. I'm definitely running out of space, so I have to be like conservative about like what I'm buying. You know what I mean? Especially until I'm moved into the house. I'm still getting my weekly books, but oh man, Wayne probably hates me. I haven't been there in like 3 weeks, and my wallet's gonna hate me when I go tomorrow. Oh my god, dude.
I'm not hate me. Like I'm not anti like single issues. but I find single issues to take up more storage than trade paperbacks.
Yeah, and you do get more out of trade paperback sometimes. Like they'll add those little extras in the back of like all the variant covers that they'll put in the back pages and stuff, and all that. Sometimes people do that.
But I understand the dichotomy, Gabe, of like if single issues don't sell, then you're not going to get a trade paperback.
Exactly.
So I do understand that dichotomy of it.
And I think my thing too is that I'm so like engrossed with like a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of books I read connect. So if a big event's happening, I can't just wait because I'm currently reading either that issue or something else related to it. So things like DCKO, I needed to buy the major books because I knew it was going to influence everything I read. Because all I really like, 80% of my pull list is DC. 80 to 90% is just DC. So like when it comes to like those events, I have to kind of commit to like at least the major issues because I know it's gonna intertwine. But I know I can't wait for a trade paperback. If I do get a trade paperback of something that I already own the single issues of, it's because I really fucking liked it and I want it collected to just pull out at a whim. You know what I mean?
Speaking about DC, have we talked about Vertigo being back?
We have not. We have not. I think we've somewhat briefly mentioned it when going through like a wizard. I think we briefly mentioned it last time how Vertigo's back because one of the wizards was hyping up Vertigo.
They've been back since what? Since March?
Yeah, they've been back for a bit now. What title? Let me pull up the titles that they brought back.
I know the one that's been selling like fairly well for Vertigo is the one that Denise Camp is writing.
So this is what it looks like. So this is back in October of 2025. Of them, what was this? This is actually DC's website talking about 10 titles that were coming to the imprint. So
they brought it back in 2025. Oh fuck, I'm super late then.
Nice House by the Sea was one. Bleeding Hearts by Dennis Camp. End of Life by Kyle Starks. The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery, Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. 100 Bullets. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I think they brought 100 Bullets back, and they did.
They did?
Yep.
Holy shit.
By Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso. Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy, Necretaceous by Tom Taylor and Derek Robertson. Fanatic by Grace Ellis and Hannah Templer. The Crying Doll by Mariko Tamaki. And A Walking Shadow by Simon Spurrier and Aaron Campbell. So the ones I've heard a lot of great things about were, if I look through this right now, I've heard great things about Brutal Dark. I heard that's really good. I heard, obviously, 100 Bullets was really good. And what was the other one that I've just seen people talk about, especially through Comic Book Click?
The one I've heard the most is Bleeding Hearts. That's the one I've heard.
Bleeding Hearts. That was the other one. So, yeah, I mean, Vertigo's back, and it's hitting home runs. Which is all it needed.
Awesome.
It just needed a chance.
Listen, hot take. Well, not really a hot take. Vertigo should have never ceased to exist as an imprint.
No.
Never should have. Because it gives people an alternative, I guess. The alternative, yes, to like superhero comics. Because it's not everyone that likes superhero comics, and that's fine.
They're the only one of the big two that really do that. That's like their image too. Like people really have creativity with Vertigo. They could kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. Like that's just DC being like, here's our Image comics, you know? Which I love. I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I mean it predates Image.
Mm-hmm.
By quite a bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, but yes, essentially, like if you look at what Image is now, it did take a lot of inspiration from Vertigo.
Yes.
As being kind of like an all-around imprint, but instead of an all-around imprint, it's an all-around publisher.
Yep, exactly. So I'm a big fan of Vertigo. I think it'll be. I don't see it going away. Hopefully. I hope it doesn't, but I don't see it going away for some time now, especially with how positive people have been reacting to it.
Yeah, and I mean, I would love to see Garth Ennis do a Vertigo title.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that I think could come in and really do some cool shit with Vertigo now.
I don't believe he's done a Vertigo title since Unknown Soldier, and I love his
I never read that.
I would recommend it. It's very
Really?
good. Yeah, it's really good. It's like 6 issues, something like
I'm trying
that.
to see if there's any. Oh my God! Wait. In 2024, DC relaunched the Vertigo imprint. What? Why don't I remember it being alive in 2024? I thought Black Label was still around at that time.
I thought so too.
It looks like, yeah, it came back in 2024 after a 4-year hiatus. What? And then at 2025 New York Comic Con, they announced all those titles for 2026. So I guess that was them just like testing the waters in 2024?
I guess. This feels like a Mandela effect.
Right? What fucking year is it? What did we miss?
Well, we're 2026.
We show up next podcast, we're like, hey, did you know Iron Man came out? You know he had a movie?
We'll show up like...
I wonder what's going to happen after that.
We'll show up next year and we'll be like, did you see the Supergirl movie? Did you see that? That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yo, you know James Gunn took over for DC? It's like 2035. We already had a Marvel DC movie crossover at that point. We're getting dangerously close to that, I think.
So, hey, dude, did you know they're working on an Authority movie? So, yeah, man, we've
Dude, did
heard
you know
that
they're
from-
making a live-action Creature Commandos TV show?
You're so far behind. Oh.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ. Well, not speaking of Superman, Batman. We kind of touched on Batman today. Batman is a very unique character, you know. He is iconic in many ways. There's a lot of things from Batman you could pull from and make your own hero of. And honestly, both Marvel, DC, and other companies have done that. They've made their own Batmans over the years. So I thought, is there like a list or something of characters that are like pulled from the concept of Batman? And there was, but it was kind of like the same faces you saw over and over again. There wasn't like any creativity a lot of the time. So I thought, why not have us talk about some Batman clones, we can say, that exist, that we're fans of, that we think are cool, that maybe deserve a spotlight, maybe some we hate, maybe some that aren't the best. You know, you could throw that in it too. Maybe there's some that are obviously parroting Batman, but just suck.
Okay. To be clear, when we say Batman clones, we do not mean clones of Bruce Wayne. We mean people that were influenced,
yes,
are analogs or pastiches.
Yes,
Is that
and
the word?
absolute
Pastiches
Batman does
of
not count
Batman.
because he is Batman.
Yes, exactly.
While if he had any other name, he would absolutely be a Batman clone. He is Batman, so it doesn't count.
So how are we doing this list exactly? Are we just rattling off names?
Just rattle off some names that maybe like we like, or like Batman clones that people would hear and be like, really? And then they think about it like, yeah, I guess they would be. So like I'll start with honestly who we're doing the one shot on. This is someone that popped up in the list a lot as a Batman clone, and I always associated them with Wolverine, Shadowhawk. And I remember I always associated him as like a Wolverine clone until, we'll get to it in our one shot, but until I read issue 1, I'm like, I see it now.
So that's what I was gonna say, is like once you read the first issue, you can kind of make your comparisons there from like with Batman, and
he's Batman without the cape.
Essentially, and even like the poses that Jim Valentino puts Shadowhawk in, you're like, yeah, this is how like Batman. You could see Batman like in these poses.
Absolutely, he had batarangs basically.
He did, yeah, like metal
shurikens,
metal batarangs, yeah.
So like that's like the example. Like Shadowhawk. That's a solid. I guess you could call him Batman clone. And I just want to also say this isn't knocking any of these characters, calling them Batman clones. They're just characters that when you look at them, they're obviously inspired by Batman, and it's the sincerest form of flattery is imitation. And a lot of these characters, they do that on purpose. And maybe they honestly have branched off into their own things. A lot of the ones on my list have kind of branched out to their own things. I think one that's maybe pushing the limits, actually might not even qualify for this list, is Owlman. Does Owlman count?
That's an interesting...
Because is Owlman... I gotta look it up. Is he... He's Thomas Wayne, and he's not Batman, and he's from Earth 3. That might be pushing it.
I don't know if I would count him.
Okay, so we won't count Owlman from the list.
I don't know if I would count him in the same regard that I wouldn't count Jean-Paul Vallée as Batman either.
Okay.
But would you mean?
would you consider Azrael like a Batman clone, like an homage to Batman, like in his individual series, like he had the vibes of Batman, even though he's not Batman in that, he's just Azrael. I'm putting your brain to work now.
Yeah. Ultimately, I'll say no. And the reason why I'll say no is because if he doesn't ever take up the mantle of Batman, then we never compare him to Batman ever. That's true. And he did turn into his own character later on that was just completely separated from the Batman persona down the line. He is essentially a vigilante, don't get me wrong. But like I said, if he doesn't ever take up the costume of Batman, like I just don't think we ever compared him really to Batman. He just ends up becoming, just another side character in the Batman universe. Exactly. Like I love Azrael. I think
we'll probably be beaten up if we don't mention the obvious here, Night Owl from Watchmen. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously a Batman clone. Like it's just the parody of Batman.
But that one works for me because even though it exists in the DC universe, it's not a in the Batman canon, in the Batman universe itself. So to me, that makes more sense.
Absolutely. Well, maybe one that this is actually gonna go out of the comics to live action. You probably know where I'm going with this. The most obvious adaptation of Batman forced onto another character, Arrow. I would consider Green Arrow from the Arrow show as a Batman clone. That was Batman with a bow and arrow.
100%, but so I'm not 100% like very well versed when it comes to Green Arrow. But from my understanding, he was kind of becoming that in the comics a little bit before the show.
So, I do read Green Arrow, and I will tell you, they did try to mimic the Batman aesthetic, especially in the New 52 era, when they're trying to get a little like edgier with New 52. But he still cracked jokes and was still like charming. But they were trying to implement a little bit more of seriousness, and then they really fucking tried to force it down your throat when Arrow came out. They were like, Green Arrow is a Batman character for fucking Star City, or wherever the fuck he's from. I'm pretty sure it's Star City, or is that Green Lantern, Star City? Or is the Flash from Star City? He's from Star Labs.
I thought Green Arrow was based in... Wasn't he based in Seattle?
Green Arrow, no. Let me see. Green Arrow City. Okay, it is Star City. It is Star City. Okay, in the show it was called Starling City, so it's based off of Seattle. So we're both right.
Like I said, I'm not extremely well versed in Green Arrow. I need to read more Green Arrow.
They tried to make him dark and brooding.
From what I understand, they were kind of trying to make those subtle changes before the show launched, and then once the show launched, they went full on like he has to be brooding,
which I don't like. So I like wisecracking Green Arrow, always making fun of things. I like that. I like that about Green Arrow. I think that's what's cool about him is that like he's this deadly marksman with an arrow, but he'll crack jokes while like shooting your arteries.
Like Bronze Age, like 80s Green Arrow was very well liked from what I understand.
Modern day Green Arrow, very liked. Because they
Modern
went
day
back
as
to
well.
they went back to that generic old Green Arrow aesthetic that works of wisecracking, funny. And then even in his recent book was very much Arrow TV show coded, where he's trying to bust like this Red Arrow person that's like poisoning people with drugs and making them OD. And he's like trying to get like crack down on like this dude killing people with drugs, and it was very serious, but at the same time, he still has Green Arrow's personality. He wasn't like Batman. He wasn't like, "Where's the drugs?" You know, like he is in the show. Like he works with the police officer and he wears a mask to cover his face, but he doesn't like try to change his voice or anything. He's still just himself, and he still cracks jokes and has a good time, but he's serious when needed. But he's not like in the show like fucking gravelly voice changer like they did in the show. Even changing his name from Green Arrow to just Arrow. It's like saying Batman. Arrow.
Yeah, it just lacks. I don't know. It lacks.
You failed this city. That was Justine's favorite show, dude. She fucked with Arrow hard. She fucked with the CW verse. Listen, I fucked with the CW verse for a long time. And then they fucked it up.
I'll keep my opinions on the CW verse to myself.
I liked it.
I will say,
I liked Green Arrow to a point. I liked The Flash until a point, and the point was when they started doing crossovers. I liked the first crossover, and then I hated everything that came after that. I hated when The Flash had a lightsaber. I hated when Green Arrow's whole canon from the rest of the season, from the beginning, got retconned, and they were just changing shit for no reason. It was weird. They brought Batman on, Bruce Wayne on, and he was kind of a dick. But, yeah. CW versus
My dad, who is not like, my dad's never read a comic book in his life. My dad hates reading.
Mm-hmm.
But he loved Arrow. He never missed an episode of Arrow.
Arrow was cool.
Loved it.
And it's, listen, I will say, I'm not dogging on it. Arrow was cool because it had that Batman aesthetic. Like, it was cool because that's what made him cool in the show. Like, that, which I see why they tried to replicate that in the books, because people like the show so much. But that's what made the show so cool. Is like we got Batman basically on TV, but he's just wearing a very, very dark green.
I never really got into the CW DC shows because I always felt like they were very loose adaptations.
Yeah, I mean, what kicked it off was Arrow of the CW verse. So if that's any indication,
and they weren't like trying to necessarily hide the fact that there were loose adaptations.
Yeah.
They were
like, this is how it is.
Kind of like the Archie show.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude.
But that I can sort of excuse it in the beginning.
Dude, I fucked with Riverdale until they started putting weird superpowered shit in there. Like, what is happening?
So that's exactly where I fell off too. Once they started incorporating supernatural elements and like time traveling and all that, I was like, this is not a dumb show for teenagers where I can just turn my brain off and like laugh at how corny and cheesy this show is. This is just bad now.
And what's
really bad.
It's because they also had the rights to Sabrina, and they were making Sabrina like this really dark like demon show, which I heard is actually very good.
I watched it. It was.
Yeah, and like, but then they wanted to tie it into like Riverdale, and they put it in the same universe. What?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make a fucking cinematic universe? Stop. Just stop. Not everything has to be a cinematic universe. Oh
right.
my God.
So Batman characters.
Yes. So
Based
yes.
on Batman.
One that's finally getting love after like 20-something years, and I guess love is very loose, but it's getting recognition and people know of him now. Darkwing from Invincible. That is the most obvious Batman clone of all time, living in the dark, like the really like dark brooding part of the city that's literally just engulfed in darkness, and it's basically just Gotham City. And it's like in its own little bubble, which is pretty great. Darkwing, very cool character, especially in the books. He gets fleshed out a little bit more, but actually a lot bit more than he does in the show. But that's an obvious one, and one that I don't think you're going to expect to hear from me on this. It's one that got a lot of hate, and I'm going to say it got hate because it never got a fair chance. I think the concept could work if it gets a fair chance.
I'm curious if this is going to be... Okay, hold on. You go.
So, back in the day, there was an initiative that happened in Marvel Comics, and this was called Ultimate Adventures. This was basically Marvel saying,
"Oh no, you lost me already."
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, no, that's not where I thought you were going at all. No, you lost me. I'm done. You lost me.
There was a hero, quote unquote hero, who kidnapped an orphan child named Hawkowl. I think it was the most obvious Batman cloning of all time. Like, nothing about it. Nothing about it was subtle. But hear me out. Not Hawkowl, but I think if you use that parody mindset and you put it towards the Batman you already have in Marvel, named Nighthawk, and you want to revamp Nighthawk as your Batman, because as we saw from Heroes Reborn, they literally treated him like Batman, gave him a orphan sidekick, and it worked. So they can make it work, and his orphan sidekick was Gwen Stacy. That's who his Robin was. And it was a very fun book. They broke into a prison to beat up their fucking entire army of bad guys like Arkham. And again, it was another obvious wink, wink, nudge, nudge to DC, but they did it well. And I think it can be done again. I think if you continue what you did with Nighthawk in Heroes Reborn from like 2020 or 2021, I think you can make that book be a long-term book. Especially with Marvel struggling right now. Obviously, Batman's the seller. Guys, be petty. Be petty. Make your Batman. Push him to the moon. I will buy Nighthawk. If Marvel's like, hey, this is our Batman, and it's Nighthawk on full display, the same Nighthawk from Heroes Reborn, I'm in. I'm fucking in. I'm in. Like, come on now.
I think you might be the only guy who likes Ultimate Adventures.
No. I never said I liked Ultimate Adventures.
Okay,
I said it didn't get a fair shake. I think the concept didn't get a fair shot because it was written like shit. And that's why I brought up Heroes Reborn, because they did the same concept for an issue, and it worked.
Okay, I got you.
So,
I got you.
As I said, I just don't think the concept Marvel gave it a fair shake, and it can work. It can work, as we've seen. And what's cool about Nighthawk, too, is that they brought Jason Aaron in to do a variant cover of Nighthawk, and he looked like he was drawn by Jim Lee. So it looked like a Jim Lee drawn Batman, which is very cool. I got to find that picture. Heroes Reborn was the most... Cool. For anyone, we're going to have to talk about Heroes Reborn at some point. We might even review this fucking Nighthawk issue. It's only one issue, and it's actually very well done. If no one has read, not the 90s Heroes Reborn, if you haven't read the 2021 Heroes Reborn, I don't know what you're doing. It is like the biggest sleeper Marvel book that I've ever read before. Like, it was the first event since getting back into like buying comics weekly that I committed to. And it was coming out weekly. It was a weekly series. And it was so fucking good.
Is it the Jason Aaron?
It is. It is. Yeah. And it was a fun concept. It gave a highlight to, like, cool characters. Fucking Blade was, like, the main person in this. It was, like, Blade and Captain America that were front-running the Marvel side. But it was the biggest Marvel versus DC without getting... complicated with like copyright. This was Marvel being able to do Marvel versus DC for an entire month, which I thought was really cool. Like, they ended up in another Earth, and the other Earth, it was just, you gotta read it. It was Squadron Supreme, just the most DC-ified Squadron Supreme, even more so from when they debuted. It was just like if you look at the Heroes Reborn cast, and they brought Ed McGuinness in to do the fucking artwork, especially for this cover here. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I might be able to show this on the video. But bro, you're looking at that. I'm going to share this with you. Look at this Ed McGuinness cover, right? This is a Marvel book. And you're going to tell me that's not Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, and The Flash?
That's exactly that.
Look at Power Princess. That is Wonder Woman. Like, I remember reading this and being like, how are they getting away with her book? Because I'm reading her book, dude. She's on another version of the Mascara. Like, she has the sword and the shield. She is just straight up Wonder Woman. Like, come on now. And it was the coolest Power Princess design. Like, bro, this isn't legal.
But it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's really cool.
Like, there's a reason why since we started this podcast that I've sung the praises of this series. And it's just because it was Marvel being very creative and doing something different. Like, Marvel was like, we want to do Marvel versus DC. DC hates us, so let's create our own and just go ham. Like, look at this Ed McGuinness Power Princess. It's amazing.
That is an Ed McGuinness face.
It's amazing.
Face. Yeah,
that's another reason why I was all
great.
in on this series, bro. Ed McGuinness was all over this shit. And it was Ed McGuinness drawing like 2003 Ed McGuinness. Like, they just let him go ham. I loved it. I love this run. I might actually reread this run because it's that good. I would recommend buying the trade paperback for this.
If I can find it, absolutely.
Like, this series was great. And, like I said, Nighthawk. He is a very well done character in this. Because each of these people, a part of the Squadron Supreme, got individual issues with them on the cover right here. So they all got their own issues. And he was one of them, and I really liked his issue. And it's cool, like, his Joker was Green Goblin. That was his Joker. So, and his Jason Todd situation was Green Goblin throwing Falcon off the bridge. And he couldn't say Falcon, and it's the picture of Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man with Green Goblin. Like, they combined, like, shit, which is cool. And he was like, I don't want another sidekick after mine died. And that's when he brings on Gwen Stacy as his sidekick. That's like his, like his Jason Todd. Or not Jason Todd. His Tim Drake.
Right.
So, yeah, like I said, it's cool. And I think of the list, like, besides the next one I have on this list, he's probably the best rendition of, like, a Batman clone, you could say. He's actually probably literally a Batman clone. He's probably honestly cutting it a little too close. He is maybe just cut it a little too close. That's how similar he is to Batman. Was there anyone else you thought of? There's a big one.
Can I give you my worst?
Yeah, what's your worst?
It's Nemesis.
Yes, Nemesis sucks.
It's awful. No one
and
should
Nemesis
read
got
that.
a second book.
No one should, even if you're curious, no one should read it.
So I bought it because you know how I am. I bought it because I was curious. And I read it on the beach, and I was like, this was a waste. Dude, I remember there was rumors about like a live-action Nemesis movie, and I was like, just don't. Just don't.
No.
You just don't need to.
It's not a concept that needs to be saved.
No, really, it doesn't. It's just super. Yeah, I would have that bottom of the list.
I'll give you my most, I would say, underrated one. Probably most underappreciated. Night Thrasher.
Yes, Night Thrasher. So that was one that he kept popping up on lists. And I was like, man, I guess, yeah, I would consider, I'd count him on that.
Well, his parents dying.
Yep.
He becomes a vigilante.
Watching the city overnight.
He has a little bit of money, so on and so forth.
Got a cool skateboard. Batman had a
I was gonna say,
Batmobile.
I love his design. I love his design.
Can you believe they got rid of the skateboard in the modern day design? Yeah. How whack is that?
I hate that.
That's so whack. His costume, his nuke suit's cool. He has like a fucking, like a duster trench coat. I'm like, that's cool. It would look cool if he's riding a skateboard.
Why would you take the skateboard away from him, he's like named after.
I have
like,
no
the most,
idea.
He's named after the most famous skateboarding magazine that's ever existed.
Exactly. Which I still get
Like,
monthly.
Like why? Like why would you do that? Like it, and it's like it's a unique piece of him to skateboard. Like
Yep.
you associate that with Night Thrasher.
Exactly. That and his batons. Those are cool.
The batons are really cool.
So, yeah, no, that's a great one. That's actually one I didn't have on the list, but that is a great one. Because that was another thing. Every time I look up, like, Batman clones on the list, they were showing shit like Batman Zuranar. I'm like, that's just Batman. That's just Batman in a rainbow costume.
Well, so that's what I meant. Like, I didn't want to cover, like strict
legitimate
Batman
clones.
Yeah, like actual clones.
No, I meant clones
wanted-
as like copies. like
Yeah, like copies,
inspirations.
copycats.
Yeah,
so on
exactly.
And, so forth.
And
But I
this
didn't
is
want,
one.
like, actual clones.
This next one may be controversial, but this person has gone off into their own, become their own person, but I think will forever be tied with Batman, and I don't think it hinders them. I think it'll forever be tied with them. And I was talking about Nighthawk being Marvel's Batman, but we know who Marvel's Batman is. It's Daredevil.
It is, and I mean,
He has some competition now, but I'd say it's Daredevil.
I don't know if it's fair to call him a Batman copycat, but at the same time, I feel like he's kind of started off
I mean,
as that.
Lost his dad, trained with
Yeah.
an old man,
Yeah.
to better his powers, has amazing acrobatics, almost unrealistic acrobatics, always has the solution to a problem. Cool costume. Horns.
No, but it's just mean like in the sense that like he's evolved so much
That-
from.
But that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's become his own. But I think even though he's become his own, he'll always be tied to, like, when people think Batman in correlation to Marvel, people will always go to Daredevil.
Yeah, because
And when
It's
you
kind
think
of
of
like
a
his
crossover,
foundation.
what's the first crossover everyone wants to fucking see again? It's Daredevil Batman. Hell, they had a crossover, and people want more of it, including me. I want
Right,
more
yeah.
Daredevil and Batman. But I think he's one that'll always be tied as not really a clone, but inspiration from Batman, for sure.
I think he's the best one.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's really the best one, and I think probably maybe the second best one is probably Moon Knight.
I was gonna say that's the competition now is Moon Knight.
It's probably Moon Knight.
Which is another guy that's so different from Batman. If you actually like know Moon Knight, he's so different from the character of Batman. But I think it's the aesthetic and the vibe. It's the aura. You know what I mean? There's something about a character's aura. Batman has an aura around him that other characters can replicate.
It's more so the aesthetic and the vibe, because if you really read into Moon Knight, like there's not really a whole lot.
It's an
that
essay
you
on
can
mental
compare
health.
Yeah, like there's really not a whole lot you can compare to Batman, because like he.
Well, Batman's an essay on trauma.
Yeah, but like Moon Knight got his powers from like a moon god.
Yeah,
Batman's
exactly.
Batman's just a regular dude that has money.
Yeah, he's just a rich guy. that
Yeah,
dresses
like-
up.
Moon Knight got blessed by a moon god.
He's got like mystical powers,
yeah,
like a
like-
mystical Egyptian god.
and he's got like fucking 50 different personalities.
And he doesn't have a butler, but for a while he had a vampire working for him.
Yeah, he did. Holy shit, yeah.
That's when I was reading Moon Knight. I was reading that shit every month. Oh man, when he was wearing the cool suit with the sleeves rolled up. Hell yeah. That was a underrated costume, by the way. Underrated costume with the fucking white suit. That was awesome. Very underrated. Everyone's all about the cool Marvel rivals with the cape and hood. Nah, man, the fucking suit with no jacket. That's what it's all about.
Okay,
Which
but
luckily made it to the show.
we almost forgot this guy, and we're big proponents of bringing back Wildstorm, reprinting Wildstorm, but we got to mention Midnighter.
Yes.
Midnighter's about as obvious of a Batman copycat as you can get.
Absolutely. And maybe showing up eventually if
Christ, it feels like we've heard that for the
Authority
past
ever
5
happens.
years.
Because I just want to see him get a spotlight. Like that's all I've wanted is Midnighter get a spotlight. I have a collection. I've binned all of my McFarlane toys, and I have a very select few out. I have Batman, Superman, Kyle Rayner, and Midnighter. Those are the only ones I have out on my shelves. Like, it's a very select few, and he's one. He's very, very cool.
He is, and I mean, like, just give me like the Authority movie, man. Like, just give it to me. Like, I want it so bad.
Yeah. I mean, can we also?
I've got another one for you,
Okay.
Gabe. Like, after you finish your thought.
Well, I had another one too, so I'll let you go.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I wonder if it's the same one. That'd be funny.
I don't know if this one. I feel like you could consider it a Batman copycat. Some people might not.
Okay.
What about Nightman from the Ultraverse?
Yeah.
I feel like
I'd count that.
Is that
Batman
the line?
with beautiful, long, luscious locks? Yeah, I think that would count.
And Midnight says a guy who plays the saxophone.
Yeah, I would count that. I'd count that.
I feel like he's got that vibe to him.
And we're missing a big one too, Black Noir.
Oh yeah,
especially in the books, is a big Batman pull. In the show, I don't know, not so much.
No, in the show, you really don't get a Batman vibe from him.
But in the books, you definitely do.
In the comics, yeah, he's definitely more Batman inspired, I would say.
Yeah, he has that aura. He has that vibe about him. Man, when it's like when you start thinking about it, you're like, damn, there's a lot of Batman esque characters. I mean, you could also do this for any character. You could also do this for like Superman. That's an endless list if you were to do Superman, which we might do down the line.
Oh yeah, we could, but yeah, like Superman copycats are probably
a dime a dozen.
Probably more than Batman copycats. Really.
Yeah, Homelander, Supreme. There's just so many.
I mean, and you're just scratching the surface. You're just scratching the surface at that point.
Yeah, and those are just like the mainstream ones.
Yeah, like the most like well-known ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in Jupiter's Legacy. They all. Oh, what's his name from Jupiter Legacy? The one in the purple. Fuck, what's his name?
I haven't watched Jupiter's Legacy. I haven't read it either.
I would say I read the book. I watched the show. Don't watch the show. I read.
Oh, interesting.
Just read the book. Just read the book. But the dude in purple is supposed to be Batman. Fuck. Why did I forget his name? Characters. Oh my god. I feel like a dumbass because I don't know this. I need a lifeline. Oh my god. I'm never going to live this down, am I? Christ almighty. Oh, Skyfox is his name. Skyfox. If you look up Skyfox from Jupiter's Legacy, here, I'll show you. There we go.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he's their Batman.
Yeah. There's no question about that.
And he made it into the show. Yeah. Oh! From Kick-Ass. Big Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about Big Daddy.
I fucking forgot about him. I can hear Nick Cage screaming in my head while he's burning. Run, child!
There's two more I'm gonna shout out, and then after that, like I'll be done.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
This one I want to shout out, even though I haven't read the comic. I haven't read Astro City by Kurt Busiek.
I have not either.
Which is, by all accounts, from what I've heard, an amazing comic book.
Mm-hmm.
I've never ever heard a bad word about Astro City. From what I've heard, Kurt Busiek has put a lot of love into it. It has a lot of, references to like the golden age of comic books, the silver age of comic books. He has a character in Astro City called the Confessor. That is a Batman copycat.
Gotta look.
However, the spoiler alert, the twist about the Confessor is that
they sell an action figure of this guy. I almost bought it. Sorry.
is that he is not only a quote unquote vigilante, he's also a vampire.
That's cool.
He's also a vampire. Yes.
Yeah. See, I almost bought this right here. I almost bought this. I saw it at the store, and then I went back and it was gone. An unmasked Confessor, and then they have a masked Confessor figure. There's shockingly, I didn't know there was Astro City figures in general.
I didn't either. But
yeah,
wow, look at that.
You can own the Confessor.
It's got like soft goods and everything.
Yeah, isn't that sick? Like, I fucking want this. Oh, it's a Toy Fair exclusive. Fuck, you know I collect Toy Fair exclusives. God damn it. I could buy it right now. Hold on. For $7? Hold up.
I mean, shit. It was $7.
Hold up. Hold on. Now you're speaking my language. This site always has the weirdest, obscure shit.
See, that's what we're gonna do. Gabe's gonna buy an Astro City figure, and then we're gonna cover Astro City.
Yeah, I got all this Astro City merch. Have you read it? No. I will never forget buying Holy Terror at a comic shop in at Yale. Like the college, they have a comic shop there. And
wait, what? They have a comic book shop at Yale?
Yeah, like on the campus of Yale. They have a
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I went to the shop there and I bought Holy Terror, and he was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you positive?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what this book, like, I know about this book, yes." And he's like, "You sure you don't want to get like this?" And he pulled out Astro City Volume 1. I was like, "Nah, I'm good, brother. I know what Astro City is too, but we're gonna stick with Holy Terror." I know what I came for here today. Listen, I went there knowing I was going to get Holy Terror. All right? I knew it's not like I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
I can't believe you spent money to
Listen,
buy Holy Terror.
I can't so the way my mind works, if I'm going to shit talk something because it's bad, I need to know it's bad. All right? I need to have a box to stand on to shit talk. And buying that box was buying that book and reading it and falling asleep halfway through because it was so fucking boring. And then waking up and being like, "Oh shit, let me read the past 3 pages back." And then finishing the book and saying, "I will never read this again in my life. This was shit." But I have a Frank Miller collection. I got like all of Frank Miller stuff, all his Sin City stuff. So I was like, I gotta fucking throw that in, I guess. I got it for cheap too. It was like $9 or something. So it was like, whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it too much. But I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew it was shit. I knew it was bad, and I wanted to read. It's curiosity. You know what I mean? You know, like on Twitter when they put up cartel videos. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
You know it's bad, but you gotta see what happened. I'm kidding.
Honestly, my mind is just blown at the idea that there's a comic book store in Yale.
Yeah. Alternate Universe. That's the name of it. So shout out to the guy at Alternate Universe for trying to save me. I appreciate you, but I knew what I was doing to myself. Well, I'll take you to Alternate Universe. It's cool. It's like the most like old school shop. It's very small. Even like the logo outside of the shop is very like old school. Like very, very old school. Let's see if I can show you the logo. But it's like using like very like old font. It looks like it's from like the 80s and shit. Like look at it. It has like a faded Marvel and DC logo from like the 90s. Like it's a cool shop though. Very cool. The walls are surrounded by graphic novels. The whole middle part is individual issues. So it's a cool place to go to. But I
would love to go there.
Shout out to him for trying to save me. I appreciate it. Maybe I will go back and buy Astro City. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Do that for him.
Yes.
And tell him the story. Tell him, if you recognize him, tell him the story about how he tried to get you to buy Astro City instead of Holy Terror.
Yeah, he's going to be like, "You should have listened to me, you idiot."
And he's right. My last one, because I have to shout this out. It's a cartoon that I watched when I was a kid. It didn't come out when I was a kid, because it came out in the 90s. I'm born in 96. But I watched reruns of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Darkwing Duck, brother.
Oh, you're right. Hell yeah.
It's obviously a Batman copycat, but as good of a kid-friendly Batman copycat as you can get.
Now, I'm curious if this next person actually counts as a copycat, because I don't think he's a copycat, but I think aesthetic-wise he could fall into that aura category. You know what I mean? And it's your favorite talk show host, Space Ghost. Right? He's not a Batman clone, necessarily. I mean, if you're reading current day Space Ghost, fucking absolutely. Current day Space Ghost, his family's murdered. He's avenging their lives. He meets 2 young kids that are orphaned, and he takes them in with their pet monkey. And they travel the galaxy together, fighting crime, which, Modern day Space Ghost, absolutely Batman clone. But, like, Space Ghost as a whole, maybe not. But aura-wise, I think so. He passes the Batman check, I think. The cowl, similar cowl.
I'm gonna have to say no because Batman
Okay.
didn't interview Randy Savage.
You're right. So, like, Space Ghost is up here. Batman's kind of down here. He's much lower. Yeah, or DDP and Hogan and Conan O'Brien.
Didn't interview Raven Simone either. You know what I mean?
You're right. Dude, Space Ghost.
No,
I
actually,
love
no.
Space
Sorry,
Ghost.
sorry. Space Ghost didn't interview. He didn't interview Macho Man. Macho Man played his grandpa.
Yes. Yeah, he interviewed Hogan.
That's what it was.
And he
That's
interviewed
what it
DDP. Those are the two he interviewed.
Right. Yes.
Because I remember watching those episodes on reruns. Like, what?
That's I mean, besides the Spider-Man cameo, Macho Man's cameo in Space Ghost is like my favorite.
The greatest.
It's amazing.
It's the best.
Oh,
The best.
It's so
The
funny.
best.
You got another one you want to end off with, or was that your?
That's all I got. That's all I got on this
your
list.
last one?
Yeah, that's all. I think it was fun just to look through, and see, like, you know, who's paid a little nod of the fedora, milady, to Batman over the years.
And you know, I think it's a good segue for Shadowhawk.
Yes, absolutely, and it's also a good segue for. I'm doing a drum roll. You can't hear it. This month in Wizard Magazine.
Hello.
We are going to be looking at a battle. It is a battle of a Batman character. Wizard, towards the 2000s, late 90s, started doing this last man standing of would they battle and who would win. The combatants. Do you want to know who the combatants are? This is for Wizard Magazine.
This was the original bet battle. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically, yes, literally. So this is, especially this one, Wizard Magazine, number 104 from May of 2000. Okay, it is a battle. Here are the contestants. Hold on, let me look at this real quick. Let me pull up these contestants. I'm gonna give you their heights and weights, and let's see if you can guess who they are. You ready? Combatant 1, 5'6.5", weighs 27 pounds. His reach is 66.5. I'm not going to say what his waxes or what. I'm not going to say what their waxes or their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th category is because it'll spoil it. The other side, height 4 feet 5 inches and a half. Weight 16 pounds. Reach 53.5. Any idea on who this could be?
It's probably very obvious, but I have no clue.
Well, we are going to read this little verb here of last man standing. Who would win? Dead Bucky or dead Robin?
Oh my God.
Their waxes, it said, was Bucky's was Cap Shield. Bucky was the 5'6" one. His waxes was Cap Shield, and he was killed by Baron Zemo. Robin's waxes were legs, and he was killed by the fans. And just so you can see what this looks like, it is the art for this. I'll get a picture of the actual art to show you. But this is the little reading here, but that's the art that's in the magazine. It's just, for people who don't know, it's the bones of Bucky and Robin in their costumes laying on grass. So here we go. When young James Bucky Barnes discovered Private Steve Rogers was really Captain America, he blackmailed his way to being Cap's partner. Bucky fought the good fight in World War II until he tried disarming a booby-trapped plane and failed miserably. After stealing the Batmobile's tires, young Jason Todd wormed his way into Batman's heart and became the new Robin. Later, while searching for his birth mother, Todd survived a vicious crowbar beating by the Joker, only to be blown to bits by a bomb. Now it's time for how this battle would go of these two dead children. The battle. As a cold, harsh wind blows its way across Robinson Park, the midday sun basks over the meadows. Stalks of unmown grass waver in the wind as brittle leaves cut ties and leap to their death. It's a crisp day, a clear day, a good day for war. Laying listless in the grass, the two soldiers prepare for battle. Each lays poised, rigid, neither willing to make the first move, ever waiting, ever cautious. Suddenly, out of the still comes a sharp piercing sound. A small brown dog bounds across the park, tail flittering in syncopation? What the fuck does that mean? In syncopation to the grand song of joy, he approaches both combatants, eyeing each suspiciously. A sniff here, a smell there, and the choice is made. With a howling battle cry, the young pup bites down on Bucky's useless arm. Victory at last! Even in death, Jason Todd reigns supreme. And that's who would win in a last man standing battle between dead Bucky and dead Robin.
What the fuck did I listen to?
Did you like my live reading of Wizard Magazine?
I can't believe they printed that. I can't. Oh
They've printed much worse. Oh my god. To be fair, the May issues used to come out in April, so they would do a lot of April Fool prank stuff in their May issues. So this could also very well be just like their April Fools, like, because they would do legitimate ones of like Wonder Woman and Rogue. They had who was it? I think it was like Deadpool and Boba Fett. Like, there were like weird ones that they would do, and they would be like legitimate write-ups critiquing like their power stats and all that, but then they would also do shit like this once in a while. A little change up for this month in Wizard Magazine, don't you think?
I'm at a loss for words, I think. I think I'm at a loss for words.
Well, next month on the monthly dive into the long box, issue number 39, in honor of my wedding happening, we are going to be looking at just a bunch of different comic book weddings that have happened, couples, weddings and couples that have come out of those weddings, whether it be Scott and Jean or Wolverine and Jean in his dreams. We're just gonna take a look at some of those and just have some fun while we're either recording it before or after my wedding has happened. And in our one shot this month, we will be reading, we mentioned him earlier, we will be reading Shadowhawk #1. See why we agree that he falls into that category as a Batman clone. So look out for that. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.